Pastor Chooks, along with his wife, Pastor Toyin, are the lead pastors of Resurrection Life Church in Johannesburg, South Africa. Through them, God is raising an army of ordinary men and women who are transforming and uplifting the standard of life in their communities through understanding and applying biblical principles. Pastor Chooks and Pastor Toyin frequently host workshops, seminars, and conferences for transformation and uplifting of the complete man, complete woman, and wholesome families. Some of the events and programs include the Dream Achievers seminars and conferences, Kingdom Financiers conferences, marriage enrichment courses and seminars, for wives only seminars, single ladies boot camps, limitless men's seminars. They are also the founders of the Power of Woman Academy, a group mentorship for high impact women. They also host the annual Power of Women conferences and events. For more information, please visit www.idelight.co.za and www.reslife.org.za or WhatsApp +27 814 210 835.
Good to be together again on another Friday evening. Tonight we are still on the question and answer part of the Dating in 4D series that we did for a couple of weeks. There have been a number of questions that came in, and we're taking this time to try and answer some of them. Okay. All right. So I'm going to jump right in and take the first question. The first question here says, what is the maximum and minimum age limit to set? What is too old? What is too young? So this is with regards to dating. All right. I would like to say that 18 is a very important number in South Africa. At 18, when you cross 18, you can buy alcohol in the shops. When you cross 18, you can vote. When you get to 18, you can get a driver's license. I want to believe that 18, you can, get married, both male and female. I think without parental consent, 18, with parental consent, maybe 16. So I want to say, too young is below 18 in terms of, getting married. I know that, Indians and white people, often you find people often getting married 18, 19, 20, thereabout. It's not very common among black people, I must say. But I do know, I have a friend that we grew up together who got married, I think he was 21 or 22, somewhere there. And he got married. When he got married, we thought he was crazy because we were still, just trying to find our feet as young men, and he was already getting married. But you know what? He went ahead and got married. He found a girl he loved. He got married. Now, I think their children must be in their 20s. Now, that's amazing. The late 20s, somewhere there, So he did it. The point I'm making is, once you are 18, legally, you are allowed to get married. But that you are legally allowed to get married doesn't mean you're ready to be married. You're not necessarily ready because you're 18. Marriage requires responsibility. If you have not learned to take responsibility for your life, you can't, step into marriage, because whether you're a man or a woman, marriage means I am taking responsibility for my life. I'm taking responsibility for the life of the person that I say that I love. So one of the things that I'm raising my son is to learn to take responsibility, because the moment you can take responsibility for your life and become responsible for yourself, then you can take responsibility for someone, and then you can get married. You see, it doesn't come with age. There are people who are 40-something years old and they're still irresponsible. And when you, so they think because I am 30 years old, I'm 40 years old, I should get married. No. Maturity is the ability to handle responsibility. That's what maturity is. The ability, your capacity to handle responsibility. And marriage is about responsibility. So what we are saying here is, there's no point trying to dabble into relationships where you haven't learned the things that you need to know to be an adult, to be a matured person. It's spelled responsibility. That's it. Being able to take care of things, take care of yourself, take care of your environment, take care of stuff. That's what it means to be responsible. You see, you've got a job to work. You are diligent to do your job. You do what is required of you there. You are aware of the environment. You're able to take care of yourself. You're able to take care of other people. Then you are ready for a relationship, because that's what relationship is about. It's about looking after yourself and looking after the other person. You see, so when you are able to take responsibility, then you can get married. I want all parents to understand this. If you raise a child to take responsibility, then you prepare them to get married early. And me, I am a big fan of getting married early. There's no point getting married late. If you can get married under 24, 23, 22, awesome. If you can do that. You as a man, you earn your own money, you look after your own self, you can pay for a roof over your head. It doesn't matter how small the place is, and you can start with the girl of your dreams if both of you are willing to walk the journey of life together. Okay, so that's the minimum age for me. And the maximum age, there's no maximum age. At any age, I just want to know that you're responsible. You see, that you are 40 doesn't mean you're ready for marriage. If you're not responsible, you're not responsible. The marriage is going to crash. Relationship is going to mess up. There's no other way around it. It doesn't matter what color of skin you are. If you are irresponsible, the relationship will not work. So that you're old doesn't mean you are ready for a relationship. How do we know that you are ready for a relationship? Are you willing to take responsibility? Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for the other person. Are you willing to make sure that they're okay? Are you willing to do whatever is necessary to feed them, to cover them, to clothe them, to look after their health? Are you willing to take that responsibility? If you're not willing to take it and you're still playing games, then you're not ready. It doesn't matter how old you are. And I need to state that because many times young people think, if I'm just 30, I can get married. No. Or I'm ready for a relationship because, I'm feeling something. No, feeling something is stupid. That's not what qualifies you for a relationship. What qualifies you for a relationship is a deep sense of responsibility. You have taken responsibility for your life. You know where you're going. And you are able to walk someone else to where they are going. Okay, so that's the answer to that question. All right, let me take another one. Oh, someone says, what about age gap? Age gap. Age is nothing but a number in the mind. I've seen relationships with an age gap of 27 years. The man is 27 years older than the woman. And they had a wonderful marriage. Of course, the guy got much older, than the lady, and passed on even before. One of my friends, that's their story. Their father is 27 years or was 27 years older than the mother. So I've seen that wide gap. I've seen also, where the woman is 10, 12 years older than the man. I've seen that. But let me give a caution here. What makes a relationship work is not the age of the people inside. What makes a relationship work is respect, is honor, is people willing to sacrifice for one another, people willing to respect and honor each other. That's what makes a relationship work. So if the woman is older, but she can still respect the man, because at the end of the day, that's what a man needs. A man needs respect. Then, but if a woman is going to be treating him like a baby boy, is going to be treating him like a younger brother, is going to be treating him like, it's not going to work. No man will flourish, can thrive in an atmosphere where the woman, treats him like a child or talks to him like a child. It's not going to work. So if you are going into a relationship with someone that you are much older than as a woman and you can't respect them, they don't go, because it's going to backfire. The relationship is going to fail. So age gap, whether it's the man much older or the woman much older, what makes the relationship work is if the people are able to truly love each other. A woman is to be loved in a certain way, a man is to be loved in a certain way. And when that love is spelt the way it's supposed to be, the relationship will work. But one of the things I want to say is, when people come from two different generations, they see the world differently. It can be a problem. It can be a problem. When two people come from two different generations, this man sees life before computers, this one sees life in the mobile age, it can be a problem. But if there is maturity and there's understanding, they can bridge the gap and they can make it work. I know somebody, a friend of mine, whose daughter was maybe 20-something, early 20s, who married a man who was in their 60s. The man is like 40-something, that's something or 40-something years older than the girl. And the girl said she loved the man. The man was old enough to be her grandfather, really. But she married him, I don't know how the marriage is doing now. But those things happen. So if there is a generational divide and the people in question are able to manage that divide, then the relationship can work. If there's respect, there's honor, there's responsibility, the relationship will work. But if there is disrespect, dishonor, belittling, all of those things, we're going to have a problem. Okay. Someone asked a question here. He said, do I have to wait for the man to like me? What if I like him first? All right, let me say this. There's no problem with a girl liking a guy first. There's no problem with that. A lot of men do not want to be chased by a woman. A lot of men will prefer to be the ones to do the chasing. A lot of men, I'm not making absolute statements here. I know some men who wouldn't mind a woman chasing them. I know some men who wouldn't mind a woman proposing to them. I have a book of famous marriages and proposals. And, in that book, there are a lot of stories, love stories of different couples. One of the couples that caught my attention in that book was Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. And in that book, they told the story of their love relationship, how they met in law school, and so on and so forth. And Hillary was the one who chased the man and proposed to Bill, and Bill said yes. And their marriage is still on even today as we speak. Their daughter, Chelsea, I think she's already married. Their marriage is still on as we speak. So I would want to say that if you, as a woman, and in African culture, I know things are changing. You get to like a guy, if you can contain yourself and control yourself, where you are not throwing yourself at the man, then it's okay. He will get the cues, and if he's interested, he will come chasing, and the relationship will be established. When I was a single man, I ran away from any girl who chased me. That's just it. Once you start chasing me, I start running. Once you start chasing me, I start running. Because I didn't like the idea. If you like a man, you can, control yourself. Don't throw yourself physically at a man just to get his attention. And I know a lot of girls who are making that mistake, whereby, they like a guy, next they are offering their bodies as a bait to pull the guy into a relationship. That's all wrong. And that's so wrong. In fact, I would like to say it up front. Sex before marriage is still a sin in the Bible. I don't understand how in our generation we want to rewrite the Bible. We can't. Sex before marriage, sex outside of marriage is still a sin. It's a terrible sin. It is. So, whatever it is that you do, honor God in the relationship. Honor God in the relationship. Okay? Woman of God, you like a guy, you can be self-controlled, you can manage your emotions, you can you can take it to God in prayer. And if you have a relationship with God and position your request before God, God will arrange things where the guy can also begin to feel the way you feel about him, and a relationship can be established. But I do know that it is not the fancy of a lot of men to have a woman throwing themselves all over at you. In fact, you will cause people to run away. You'll cause people to run away. Okay. One of the things that I would like to say is a woman can learn how to pull at a man spiritually. It's one of the things that I teach at the Single Ladies Boot Camp. You can like a guy and then you learn how to pull at him spiritually. That's what the Single Ladies Boot Camp is. I teach you spiritual principles that you can use to pull the man of your dreams out of the realm of the spirit into your life. And like I would say to young people all the time, God is the one who knows you, who knows the other person, who knows everything, who knows the future. If you would develop a relationship with God first, to learn to hear his voice, I'm talking to Christians today. The most important thing you need to learn, the most important skill in a relationship, is to hear the voice of God. The Bible says, my sheep know my voice, and I call them and they listen. You need to learn to hear the voice of God. When I was a single man, that was everything. If I met a girl, I liked her, the first thing I did was take it to God in prayer. God, who is this woman? Who is this person? And oftentimes I will hear God tell me she's not the one. Or if God doesn't talk to me directly, over the next few days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as I pray about it, I will see, God will answer me through circumstances, and I will see that this person is not meant for me. They will do something that will reveal their character, to reveal, what they carry on their inside, and I'll be able to, figure it out for myself that this is not the kind of person I'm looking for. So when I was single and searching, I searched more in the spirit. I searched more in prayer. And I want to say this to young people: you need to develop a relationship with God where you know the voice of the Spirit. If you haven't learned that, go and learn it. Go and learn how to hear God. Go and learn how to develop before you start talking about a relationship. Because how do you want to build a relationship when you haven't learned to build your own life? You haven't learned to build your own life. So you need to learn to build your own life on the solid word of God, on a relationship with the Holy Spirit. That's what you need first. And you need to put first things first. You need to learn how to hear God and walk with God first before you start thinking about working with a man or a woman. So let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's do things in the proper order. The first order is get to know God. Then you will know yourself. Then you will know who you're looking for. Get to know God. Then you know yourself. Then you know who you're looking for. If you don't know God, you're not going to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you're not going to know who you're looking for. You don't know what kind of person are you looking for. Your life and your emotions is too precious to play games with it. A lot of the pain that people have in marriage is because they never understood these principles and they just got in. I've heard, my wife and I do marriage counseling, and I've heard people say, oh, if I knew this person was like this, I would not have gone into the relationship. If I knew this person was like this, I would not, So some of those things the Spirit of God could have told you. He would have told you actually if you had a relationship with him. I remember as a single person, the Lord will say, run away from that person. No, don't go there. If a number of people, in fact, majority of people that I met, I heard that, don't go there. That's not for you. And I will obey God and I will take evasive action. Because I was not interested in playing games with people and all that. When I was ready to pursue a relationship, to settle down, I was serious about the search. Okay? So it's something that I would put out again to all my listeners tonight. Develop a relationship with God so you can know the voice of God. So the Spirit of God. The Bible says, many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. And can I tell you something? You don't need to be a spiritual giant to hear the voice of God. Even a baby knows the voice of the mother. A 2 weeks old baby knows the voice of the mother. So if a baby can know the voice of the mother, even so you, a believer, can know the voice of your father. You just need to pay attention. You just need to understand how it works. And you will learn how to hear the voice of God and know how God leads. God leads in different ways, and God speaks in different ways. And they're easy to learn. And I mean, there are a number of good books out there you can read on how God speaks. And and then you begin to walk with him, and then you know how he speaks to you. You know how this is his voice. And then you'll be able to follow that voice when it comes to the issue of relationship. The problem I have sometimes is that people haven't learned how to hear God in everyday things, in everyday life, but they want to hear God concerning relationship. If you have not learned to hear the voice of God concerning, where to serve in church, what to do with your day, what course to study or what work to do, those little things, even little things every day as to, where to go, who to go with, and so on and so forth. You haven't learned to hear the voice of God in those little things. And then you want to learn to hear the voice of God regarding highly charged emotional subjects like relationship. You will not be able to discern the voice of God because your emotions are involved, and your emotions can lead you astray. A lot of people have been led astray by their emotions. The emotions clouded their judgments, and they are not able to think clearly. They saw signs, but they couldn't even recognize the signs. They saw danger signs on the way, and they couldn't recognize those danger signs, and they walked right into a trap that Satan set, and their life is miserable because of it. So you need to know how to hear the voice of God in order to make a decision around this matter. Okay, let me take another question, and then we're going to take an advert break. Let me take this question, we take an advert break, and then we come back and we continue. All right, someone says, is there a time frame for a proposal? Is there a time frame for a proposal? This is what I want to say. Do not allow someone to string you along for an extended period of time without defining where you are going with them. Okay? You start, you like each other, you start spending time together, you start, hanging out together. After a while, it's clear that, both of you, you fancy each other's company. This will carry on. Because before you know it, your programs for the day, your programs for the week begin to coincide with each other. Now, this is going on now for 3 months, 6 months. At some point, somebody needs to say, what are we doing? What is this about? If we have a future together, let's talk about it. Okay? When feelings begin to develop between two people, okay, you need to at some point define it. Where are we going? You on your own, you would have done what I just said. You started praying. Who is this person? God, do you want this person in my life? And then you listen to what God says and obey the voice of God. So God says, no, this is cool. This is good. Then you pursue the relationship. And then, of course, as you pursue the relationship, now you have to define what you're doing with this person. This is my intention. I like you, and I really want to spend the future with you. And then you define it, and both of you are on the same page. We like each other. We've prayed about it. I have the peace of God in my heart concerning you, and so on. And then, a journey starts. What I normally say is that when you have done that, then make that relationship known to somebody who will hold both of you accountable. If you are in the church, go tell your pastor, I found someone, and this is, what it's about. Tell your parents, and let people around you know, okay, we have, started an official relationship. We are planning and working towards marriage. That's, generally, what I teach. How long should the courtship last? I have known this, that an extended, protracted courtship is dangerous. Yeah, because you waste time and then it ends up breaking up. So between 1 year to 3 years, ideally 2 years, when the relationship is defined, You know, from when it is defined that we are an item, that we are working towards marriage, 2 years, max 3 years. Except where there are extraneous circumstances, you know, someone is in school, they need to graduate, someone is, you know, living abroad, they need to, or living in another city and they need to relocate or something. And a lot of times I also found out that delays happen because people are financially challenged. Financial challenges, you know, make it difficult for people to get married when they want to. And that's a talk for another time, because you don't have to have a big wedding. Oh yes, you don't have to have a big wedding. You can sort out, you know, what needs to be sorted out and have a small wedding and move on with your life. Trying to save up money for a very expensive wedding, you know, it's a waste of time. Let me say that, it's a waste of time. In South Africa, the minimum number of people at a wedding is 5. The officiating minister, the groom, the bride, and 2 witnesses. End of story. How much money do you need to entertain 5 people? 500 rand will buy you a platter at Nando's, and everybody will have a feast. And that's the reception, and that's it. That's it. You're married. You've got a marriage certificate. So, allowing a relationship to stretch and to protract, you stand a chance to fall into sin. You stand a chance to, you know, allow the enemy to break up, put pressure from here and there, and break up a good thing that God started. So when people are starting a relationship, plan, think, you know, 2 years, 3 years max, and you get married. It's what I advise. Okay. So if somebody, and this is important for women to listen to, if somebody starts, you know, stringing you along, but they are not saying anything, 1 year, 2 years, you don't know where you're going, please don't let anybody do that to you. Don't let anybody do that to you. You know, at some point, make up your mind. If they're not defining what they're doing, you are out. Make up your mind. 2 years, they're not defining what they're doing, and they're not making, you know, steps to go forward. Something is not right. Okay, let's take the ad break. I will come back and I will finish off.
The Single Ladies Bootcamp is a program for single ladies from all ages and backgrounds, run by Pastor Chooks and Toyin Ogoye. Many unmarried women are frustrated, either sitting on the singles bench or struggling in difficult relationships. Why the vicious cycle? Are relationships supposed to be frustrating, painful, hurtful, often going nowhere for years? Women start questioning the existence of good men and of love itself. Some even come to the point of giving up on the idea of marriage altogether. The Single Ladies Bootcamp is run over a weekend, and throughout the sessions, ladies are able to explore and learn the principles that govern relationships and biblical standards for relationships. The Single Ladies Bootcamp also teaches how to attract what you are looking for, as well as answering the questions: is there anything wrong with being single? Why do you really want to get married? Why are you not married yet? How do I find a husband? How do I deal with the frustration of waiting to be found? These are all valid questions that single women ask themselves and often break themselves down in trying to answer them. The Single Ladies Bootcamp will answer all those questions and more, giving women a change in perspective, direction, and hope for the future. Pastor Chooks and Toyin Ogoye are the lead pastors at Resurrection Life Church, Johannesburg, where they place a strong emphasis on family and relationships. Their expertise on relationships has helped hundreds of singles and couples over the years build strong and lasting relationships, and/or fixing broken ones through their Singles Ignition seminars, Single Ladies Bootcamp, marriage seminars, workshops, and conferences. They are the founders of the Power of Woman Academy and the conveners of the annual Power of Woman Conference. Pastor Chooks is the author of the best-selling book, The Amazing Power of Woman. Pastor Chooks and Toyin have been married for over 20 years, and it is their many years of experience in building their own marriage and in third-party marriage interventions that has equipped them with vital wisdom that they put together in these events. For more information, Visit www.slbc.co.za or WhatsApp 081 421 0835.
Okay. All right, welcome back. Let me tell you a little bit about the Single Ladies Boot Camp. The Single Ladies Boot Camp is our quarterly retreat for single ladies. My wife and I, we've been doing this now for about 10 years. 4 times a year, we go to a retreat and spend the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to empower single ladies on principles of relationship, how to position yourself to be found, how to know the right man, what is right, what is wrong about in a relationship. Now, we've been doing that. Now, we have moved what we do online. And we've done actually one this year during this lockdown, we've done one online, and it was really, really successful. In fact, we couldn't, mark the difference between when we do it in person and when we did it online. And people were able to join us from different parts of the world. We had people from Nigeria, we had people from KZN, East London, Pretoria, Johannesburg. People just logged in from their home, and so this is the new reality. This is our new normal. The SLBC is now online. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can be part of the camp. At the Single Ladies Boot Camp, we teach about 14 powerful principles on how to find what you're looking for in terms of life partner. We help you understand the principles, how to attract what is good for you. Many people don't know what is good for them. So we teach you how to attract what is good for you, how to attract the will of God, how to figure out the will of God, and make the relationship work. Okay, so our next camp is coming up October 2 to 4. October 2 to 4. And we are really excited. This is your moment to register. You go to our website, slbc.co.za, slbc.co.za. That's where you go and register and get information, and you can be part of the camp. It doesn't matter anywhere you are. All you just need to do is to have data on your phone, on your device, on your smart TV, on your tablet, whatever, and you are on for the boot camp. If you need more information, feel free to contact us on +27 81421 0835, and we'll be happy to answer your questions and help you clarify whatever it is that you will need information on. Our website has plenty of information, testimonies about the Single Ladies Boot Camp. Go there, slbc.co.za, slbc.co.za, and you would find all the information you need, registration details, and we will see you at the camp. God wants to do a miracle for you in 2020. It's time to graduate from the singles bench. You can't keep sitting there. It's time to move to the next level, and you can learn the things you need to know to move you out into your next season in terms of relationship. Hallelujah. Okay, I think I'm done for today. Can I take one more question? I don't think so. My time is up. All right. I will continue next week. I think next week is the camp, actually, right? Okay, so next week is the camp. There will be, I'm sure there will be SLBC. At this time, we would have SLBC. But if you are interested in the camp and you want information, please contact us +27 81 421 0835. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Single Ladies Boot Camp. If you are a lady, it's for ladies only. The men, we are coming with something for you in the near future, but for now we are helping the single ladies at the next Single Ladies Boot Camp. Go get information from our website, slbc.co.za, and I'll see you next week. God bless you. Good night.
Why are you still single? Do you feel you're not ready yet? Do you say it's not my time yet? Have you made mistakes in the past and now you're stuck in a complicated situation? Or perhaps you've given up totally on the idea of marriage? Why not join Pastor Chukso Goye, author of the Amazing Power of Woman book, and his wife, Pastor Toyin, the founders of the Power of Woman Academy, at the next Single Ladies Boot Camp to explore and answer your questions? A big miracle could be waiting for you. For more information, visit www.stlbc.co.za or WhatsApp 081 421 0835.